I'll be honest with you, today hadn't gone as well as I thought it would, but at the end of the day's kind of turned it around. Let me show you what I mean. This is where I am at the moment. Nice little village, little church there, and that's my tent just in the background behind the church. I just had to pause the vlog for a second there because as I was sitting there talking, the town's firefighters turned up with a few other people, and they all have taken like bouquets and wreaths to go and lay on the grave. And then as I was sitting there quietly, trying not to obviously appear like I was eavesdropping, about 6 or 7 other cars have turned up. There's a whole congregation of people now, so I've moved away from where I was, and that way I don't look like I'm being disrespectful and listening in on what's going on. But what I was trying to get at is basically that I didn't have a place to stay tonight, and I didn't know where exactly I was going to stop, because I got to where I wanted to get to today a little bit earlier than planned, which is great, but it was a built up area, which meant that there wasn't really anywhere to camp around there, and I'm having a bit of a crisis with my own judgment at the moment. And what I mean by that is, I know it sounds a bit cliche to say it, but I'm my own worst enemy in a way, because for some frustrating and bizarre reason I can't seem to trust any of the decisions I'm making myself, whether that's where I'm staying, where I'm going, where I'm headed. I mean, the most important and fundamental one is where I'm going. You know, obviously the goal at the moment is to get to Munich, but I can't seem to plot a route and just be happy with it. I feel like I need someone else to tell me that that's a good route or that's a poor route, or to give me some kind of feedback, really. And it's getting a bit ridiculous, because, you know, this is about making your own decisions. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what route I take, I can't undo it or take a different one anyway, so you're just going to have to get on with it. But last night I came to the decision that I was going to go avoid Strasbourg and go to Belfort and then up into Germany at a place called Freiburg, I think. I mean, my pronunciation of these places is terrible. But when I stopped at McDonald's to get the Wi-Fi earlier, McDonald's is a lifesaver, by the way. They've got free Wi-Fi and they're fantastic. They're in every built-up area. I got the Wi-Fi and I start looking at the maps, and then I realised that actually Strasbourg is in line with where I was at the time, and it's also just slightly higher than Munich, but almost in line as well. So I'm looking at the route what I want to take, which is actually going down below and then coming back up. So if you think about it like a triangle, the quickest route would be from where I am to Strasbourg and then to Munich, and not going below. But I'm looking at the Google Maps and I'm thinking, oh, you know, it looks like there's mountains there, or if not, it's, you know, very hilly, and and I'm just coming up with all these excuses not to take either of the routes. I mean, I'm in a better place with the maps at the moment, because I've got a two-point system now. I've got the maps that I've bought, which are brilliant, which I can then fold out and find a route that I want to take, like places I want to go to, and the actual road names and numbers and things like that. And then I get free Wi-Fi and I download segments for offline use of the areas that I'm going to be travelling in that day. And then I use the phone's GPS without putting the data on or turning the phone on properly, you know, just keeping the phone in airplane mode. I use the phone's GPS to show me on that downloaded area from Google Maps where I am, so I know that I'm actually on course, and it works quite well. The downside is you have to have Wi-Fi to download those areas for offline use, so that means every day at the end of the day almost, I have to find somewhere with Wi-Fi, download a chunk of areas for the next day. But it's working better. But, you know, now I've got that sorted, I've created a problem for myself with where I'm going. And I think tonight I'm just going to decide that I'm going to go to Strasbourg. It just makes things easier. But I feel like at the moment I'm just picking stupid problems all the time. Not having anywhere to stay each night is meant to be an adventure. You're meant to roll up and go, do you know what, I'll just lay my head down here. But is it harder than it appears? It definitely is, because you don't want to be on someone's land, you don't want to be annoying someone, you don't want a farmer to wake up and go, what are you doing? And it's stressful at the end of the day, trying to find somewhere to sleep for the night. It really is stressful. And I know I sold what I'm doing one of the main features of it is, oh, it's going to be such an adventure because I get to just stop where I want each night. But in reality, you know, it's pathetic the way I'm describing it, because it is an adventure, and it's pathetic that I'm finding this difficult. But the reality of it for me at the moment is it's you know, a constant worry now. Oh, it's just ridiculous. You know, I really thought it would get a lot easier than I'm making it at the moment, but I think I am the problem, which is frustrating because I can't trust my own judgment and I can't be happy with what I'm doing. It's meant to be as much about the journey as it is the destination, and at the moment all I can think about is getting to destinations, and I don't want the journey in between. It's been very, very difficult. But positive end to the day. As I said, that's where I am for the night, just on the other side, just below that fence there before the church is where I'm camped. You've got a nice sunset going down over there. I think they're gone now, but up here, earlier about here, there was about 3 or 4 paragliders enjoying the evening. I think actually you might be able to see one just there in the distance. So I think really that's as much as I can say for today. I don't want to bore you with anything else. But yeah, you know, I just got to get grips with things. I mean, for God's sake, it's day 7, and I'm struggling, really struggling with my own ability. Well, not my own ability, but my own decision making. Not injuries, although I do have a couple of niggles. You know, I've got plenty of food. I just need to have confidence in myself. And I think before, when I planned this trip, I think my confidence as how well it would go disguised itself as knowledge. You know, I'm called the Novice Explorer for a reason, because I don't know anything. And I think I read a load of books and thought, you know what, I could do that. And I think you can do anything you put your mind to, but I think you also need to have a reality check as well and be aware of what you're getting yourself into. So hopefully it gets, you know, easier. I think it will, but at the moment I'm making it so hard for myself, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah. So anyway, end of day 7. I'll see you tomorrow.